All right, tomorrow night, 93.7 The Fan at Heinz Field, North Carolina. Only one win coming into their game tomorrow night against the University of Pittsburgh Panthers. That win September 16th versus Old Dominion. Losses to Duke, Georgia Tech, Notre Dame, Virginia Tech, and Miami. In that game, North Carolina's quarterback Nathan Elliott had 173 yards passing and 1 touchdown and 3 picks. My Pitt Panthers are 4-5. By the way, University of Pitt Dental School, my daughter's braces are coming off on December the 8th. Thanks to Braces by Nartone. By the way, she too, a student at the University of Pitt Dental School. All right, now they are 4-5 in their last 2 games. They beat Duke and Virginia in that game. Pine Richland graduate Ben DiNucci, 134 yards and a touchdown and 1 pick. Darren Hall has 5 scores off of 80 carries, 473 yards. Jester Weah has 29 catches, 489 yards, and 4 touchdowns. So talk about the University of Pittsburgh Panthers. I know it's going to be tough the rest of the way, and they're still thinking bowl possibilities. But I got to tell you, this is a team that did not totally collapse when they could have. So you got to give Coach Narduzzi, his staff, and these players. Yeah, we'd all like it to be better than 4-5, but it's been pretty good lately.
Yeah, but if you're looking down the road, this is a game you got to have because they got Miami and Virginia Tech coming up, and you got to get to that 6-win mark. You got to be 500 to make it to a bowl game, and we don't want to overlook anybody, but you got to win the North Carolina game if that's going to happen.
You played a little quarterback in your life, and you played it at a pretty good level when you were at New Brighton, and league MVP going back a few years, and did some stuff here at Geneva. When you look at the University of Pittsburgh Panthers, their quarterback position in recent years, and you hear names like Nate Peterman and Tom Savage popping up. We've seen Ben DiNucci of late, and of course Max Brown, the kid who came in, who had to be pretty good to get an opportunity to go to USC in the first place.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about that quarterback position at Pitt? Where do you see it evolving? Where do you think it's headed? And what do you think a good Pitt prototype quarterback will be moving this team forward in the ACC?
Well, if you look at the quarterbacks that they had, even quarterbacks in the last couple decades, last decade, you look at our West State boy, Palco. The kid could play. He beat out, a lot of people don't know, Flacco, who's the quarterback, for Baltimore. He beat him out, and he went and played, he transferred out.
Right.
Yeah, because he didn't have a place to play. So, I think they look for somebody. I think ideally they want somebody that can move a little bit, but I think right now what they're missing the big arm, the guy who can push the ball down the field to the quarter or to the receiver position.
And Bob Palco, if there is any truth that you are talking or thinking about retiring, I better get a slice of cake and I better get an invite, okay? Much love for him. And I believe another good friend of mine, Walt Harris, if he stays in Pitt, my opinion, Palco ends up having a great NFL career. I think things kind of got shifted around a little bit. The shoes weren't as comfortable, and I don't think Tyler Palco really got the chance to show what he could do. And he was a left-handed quarterback too, so I think he could have. I don't know. I think he could have matriculated to the NFL and had a better career if Walt Harris was around. But what about Narduzzi? You look at him long term.
I think that he should be long term, but this is a what do you do for me lately type business that he's in. So I think he should at least get one more year to really prove himself. He'll have 4 or 5 years of classes there, and I'm not 100% sure, but if I was picking, I'd say keep him.
Okay, now we're going to close on this note. By the way, game tomorrow night, 93.7 The Fan. Walking down the hall with Gino DeMarco, we got talking about this, and I alluded to it a few weeks ago. And I know it's hard to make the comparison, but just work with me, folks. You got Pitt, you got these athletes from all over the country, okay? But you're dealing now with Penn State. You're dealing with Notre Dame. You're dealing with Ohio State. You're even dealing with West Virginia, who having a pretty good football season. Yeah. You here at Geneva, Westminster, great reputation. W&J, great reputation. St. Vincent, a program on the rise, great school of faith as this place is. So not to say you're at that same level, but you're almost in the same position to where you got some great schools around you. And at one time, if you went to school anywhere in Beaver County and Geneva came calling, that's where you went. Yeah. I go back to the 70s, the 60s, and even before. Basketball, football, if you were able to play college, if Geneva said, yeah, we'll let you play here, you came. Regardless if there was money or not, it was that opportunity for that great education. And that's another reason why if you are an athlete and you want a great education and you want to be able to matriculate to the next level in business and in life and play very competitive sports at a beautiful facility, this really still is the place. But obviously, the learning curve and times have changed.
Yes. Well, I would say the biggest difference, obviously, going from NAIA to Division III, and you're looking for a certain niche of kid. Before, you had money, you can go out and you can get whatever kids you wanted. So if he wanted all Beaver County kids, coach could go out and get all Beaver County kids. We still love that kid. That's the core of our recruiting. That's who we're going to get, guys that play in the Penn Ohio game. But now it's a little bit more niche. What are they looking to study? We have a nationally accredited business program a lot of people don't have. We have a nationally accredited, ABET accredited engineering program that hardly anybody has. So we get kids from all over for that. We're starting a nursing program partnership with CCBC, which I think is going to pull some kids in. We now have a criminal justice program. So whenever you're Division III, a lot of times it's what do you offer the kid in ways of major.
Okay, we'll go back to our original subject, Pitt, and we'll say goodbye from Geneva College tonight. What is it going to take for Pitt to get that it factor, that player again?
So the big thing that they have to do is they have to win a big game. And once you get the ball rolling, it just keeps going. And for me personally, I would love to see a stadium on campus. I know that'd be hard to do, but I think that's huge in the national recruiting.
Listen, if you win, they will be there.
That's
Just
so
like,
true.
what was that movie, Field of Dreams?
Yeah,
Build it
and they'll come.
Absolutely. Best of luck to the Panthers tomorrow night. You can catch all the action, 93.7 The Fan. Andrew Fee, Tommy Catenta, the coach, and everyone here at Geneva College, thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your night. Good night.